Political parties, voluntary groups, and individuals contesting the local government elections were afforded time to correct defects on their list submitted to the Guyana Elections Commission, and once corrected will not be barred from the June 12 polls. As statutorily prescribed, returning officers were tasked with examining the lists submitted on nomination day and had to notify leaders of the list of any defects found by April 20. According to GECOM's Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward, the political parties, voluntary groups, and individuals have until April 26 to correct those defects identified.
All these timelines are statutory timelines as embedded in the law. Okay. So these are not timelines that GECOM came up with. These are statutory timelines that are outlined in the law.
As a consequence, Ward said it was premature to release figures as requested on the list of candidates in which of the 610 constituencies and 80 local authority areas the parties, groups and individuals would be contesting in. That information will be known by April 29 when GECOM gazettes the final approved lists for the local government polls.
Right. It means, therefore, that once they have corrected those defects, they have resubmitted their corrected list, because it also have a period for those who wish to withdraw from the process. Mm-hmm. So you might have had persons who submitted and they subsequently withdrew their list and all of that. So it's only when we get to that approved list of candidates, which will be gazetted either Friday or Saturday, right, will tell us definitively where these political parties, voluntary groups, and independent candidates are contesting.
Some defects could include a candidate not having the requisite number of nominators, or where they have the full complement of nominators, but the candidate or their backer are not registered in the constituency in question. This occurs when people relocate but fail to update their records by applying for a transfer to their address at GECOM. And Ward clarified on Tuesday that candidates will not be barred from contesting once the defects on the list are corrected.
But as I mentioned, having a defect doesn't mean that you are debarred from contesting in the election. There is a statutory period at which you're notified and a statutory period by which you're given the opportunity to correct those lists based on the defects that were identified and resubmit.
Another and more serious issue engaging the attention of the 7-member commission is the accusations of fraud against and by the two main political parties, the governing People's Progressive Party Civic and the main political opposition, APNU coalition. Both parties have accused each other of forging the signatories of candidates and backers. Last week, General Secretary of the PPPC, Dr. Barjagdio, said that the APNU had submitted lists to only contest in 279 of the 610 constituencies. And by his calculations, that is roughly 45% of all the constituencies in the country. The 610 constituencies are part of 80 larger local authority areas. APNU is only contesting in 24 of the 80 local authority area, Jagdio added. The PPC has submitted lists to contest in all areas. Those figures will differ slightly when GECOM publishes the approved lists. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.